In this video, I'm going to give you 3 main tips for how to succeed in the essay portion of the Uniform Bar exam. And welcome back to the Sandra Page Things. I'm Sandra, and today I'm going to be continuing my 3-part series on how you can prepare for the Uniform Bar exam. In this 3-part series, I'm going through my top tips how I prepared for the UBE after being unsuccessful in the same jurisdiction's state-specific exam. Now, your essay exam in the UBE is worth about 25% of your score. My next video will be on how I prepared for the MBE, which is worth 50% of your score. Studying for the essay can really be done in combination with studying for the MBE and the MPT. Why? Because your essays are a written portion of your exam, and a lot of your essays are going to cover the content that you'll see on the MBE. So before I give you the 3 main tips, I'm going to tell you, 1, you need to practice as many essays as you can. I went through and I did as many as were possibly available from my bar prep company, from the internet. I even went back and I looked at old law school. Like, the bar prep companies will give like sample exams for law students to practice. I did those just to get myself in the habit of analyzing better. Do as much as you can without, burning yourself out, obviously. The more that you can practice, the better. With that practice, make sure that you are including lots and lots of timed practice. This is something I will say that I did better the first time than I did the second time. So I didn't spend as much time preparing the second time for the essays as I did the first time. The first time I did like a set of 6 essays pretty much every day, and I had the timing down. The first time I knew how to do my headings and to make them persuasive, but I wasn't good at issue spotting and I wasn't good at analysis, and both of those things are key to success on this exam. That being said, I'm going to go into the 3 main tips that I have, and I'm going to break them down into 3 very well-known letters: I-R-A. Yes, those are the first 3 that are commonly shared in IRAC. I'm not going to share the typical advice that you usually hear for this, but I am going to break it down into those 3 letters so that my tips make sense. With the I, there are 2 parts. The first is, when you get your question, you look at the call of the question. Obviously, everyone tells you this. From that call of the question, you should already be thinking about what the issue is. Then you read your fact pattern and see if the issue you thought it was is what the essay is actually about. If you were right about what the issue was, you can go ahead and take the call of the question and turn it into a heading. So that kind of goes into the second thing with the issue spotting. You want to make sure that you are putting in persuasive and descriptive headings instead of just saying negligence. You want to answer the question with your heading and make it persuasive enough that if the grader were to just go through and skim your headings, you would make your argument without them reading anything else. However, hopefully, with all the time and effort that you've put into this, they will read your whole essay. That being said, I will go into my second tip, the R, the rules. Obviously, you know R is rules. And I'm not going to give you the typical lecture, know the rules. Obviously, you have to know the rules. That's the entire point of this exam. What I will tell you, though, is do not freak yourself out trying to learn every single tiny little detail. What you need to know and what you need to have ready is a rule script of the general rules. This is what I did for every subject. I had a 3 to 4 rule script that I could put into absolutely any essay, and it would introduce what I was about to talk about. You're putting the rules into your own words, and you're able to understand them better than if you're just memorizing a rule out of a book and trying to throw it in an essay. Then once you have those general rules, you have enough that you can analyze and do well on the exam. And if you have those bonus small details that really make the difference with your essay, then you can put those in once you have the general overview. So that being said, obviously you should know as many details as possible. Can I speak? You should know as many details as possible, but don't feel like you have to know every detail possible. That brings us into the 3rd part, and arguably the most important part, the analysis. This shows that you know how to think about the question you were given. It's somewhat easy to remember all the rules and regurgitate them and write a 1 to 2 sentence analysis. However, that is not enough to succeed on your essay. In law school, a lot of times professors will either try to trick you or kind of, sorry professors, waste your time by putting in facts that don't really matter to your ultimate answer. The bar exam is not like that. For the most part, every fact you see is in there for a reason and you need to use it. Whatever rules you're putting in there, you need to have a corresponding fact to go with it. And this was the advice that I loved best from my bar prep comp. This is really, really important that you know to take every little fact, know that it's there for a reason, and then use it to your advantage to argue your point. To finish that off, I will say use your common sense and don't ignore the small details. You want to be very detailed about your analysis, maybe not as detailed about your rule. If you can argue your rule well, that's going to give you a lot more points than having a really specific rule and having no clue how to apply it. That's pretty much all I have for you on the essay front, because a lot of the ways that I prepared for my essay exam were the same ways that I prepared for the MBE, which I will talk about in the next video. Please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I'll be finishing my bar exam advice series, but I'll be jumping into my job search and work vlog starting on January 6th. If you enjoyed this video and you think you'll find it useful as you prepare for the bar exam, go ahead and give it a like or comment down below. Let me know if this is your first or second time or third, or hopefully not more than that, but if it is, I'm sorry, and I hope that this helps you. Please comment below and let me know what your situation is, and I would love to encourage you. That being said, I'm gonna go and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.